Commissioner, Dr. Qureshi, come and talk to you people. You are also going to have your election in September. So, share his experience of the Asian elections.
Hello, hello, hello.
Dr. Chauhan, Executive Officer, Dr. Nitin Batra, we welcome you all to India. You will meet all these Dr. Chauhan and other line and otherwise in the next few days. So we welcome you all to this 8 days in-service training of editors and journalists. We are very happy to note that Dr. Fatimat Muna is also with us today, the Director General of the Maldives Media Council. She is participating in the course. She had sent us all the requirements earlier, what all sessions they want to include. So we had received all those. The course was actually designed by them. The Media Council, we understand, the main work of your council is to delineate, foster, and maintain media freedom, develop a responsibly functioning media which upholds the highest standards of conduct expected by the society, which are very lofty ideals all over the world. These are what the media is supposed to do. And we hope that this 8-day in-service training will enable you all to explore new forms of journalism and storytelling, learn from the experience of Indian media, and also give you opportunity to build healthy relations with Indian media. We are waiting for Dr. Wail Awad to come. Any moment he should be coming. No, but I wanted to introduce him. He will be our guest of honor today. Dr. Awad is a senior international independent journalist and a political analyst. He is a former president of the Foreign Correspondents Club of South Asia and a distinguished advisor West Asia of the Tilotoma Foundation. Later in the day, he will be delivering to us the inaugural address of the course. He'll be arriving very soon. We will start the inaugural with a short video on ITEC, Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation. Could you please start the video? This will give an idea about what ITEC is, how it operates in different countries.
Country, our village, no light. I am solar engineer.
भारत में शिक्षित सोलार मामाज अपने आप में प्रेरणादायक है।
Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation. ITEC is the flagship program of the Government of India for capacity building in our partner countries. Since its beginning in 1964, over 200,000 professionals from ITEC. Today, we offer 1,000 scholarships annually to 160 partner countries in about 100 premier Indian institutions. ITEC covers both civilian and defense expertise, including going digital under EITEC.
This important being this
task to actually come up with projects to be in my countries, which involves a lot of what I've learned here at IIM Dabat. Laos is growing where tea happens to be one of the most crucial components. The challenges that we are facing right now is really critical, which is the human resource. The Indian government has helped us building this Center of Excellence in Software Development and Transfer. Will help tremendously to develop a resource very much needed to contribute to this country's growth to the future.
All
almost every family in Iraq has either a missing person or a dead person. So it is important for them to find mortal remains of their dear ones and bury them the right way.
We still hope they might. We always feel their presence around us.
Humanitarian. ITEC training built the capacity of our staff. They got more information, knowledge, and exposure about DNA testing. Thank you very much. It was cooperation. At the same time, we feel results.
Conservation and restoration of the Taparum temple by ITEC experts from ASI of our cultural cooperation to preserve ties with Southeast Asia. It's a very man-made structure and nature are living together. Complex project, the Indian Institute of Technology also undertook some engineering and structural studies.
IIT Madras is proud to be associated with the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, in offering the ITEC program for professionals abroad.
Since 2008, more than 840 rural women across the global south in 85 countries have been trained as ITEC Solar Mamas.
These extraordinary women have been able to learn to fabricate, install, repair, and maintain solar home lighting for everyone in their communities.
Their ability has brought clean light to more than 240,000 to acceleration of the sustainable development across the developing world.
I made it.
ITEC is demand driven. Whether it is agriculture, rural development, governance, banking, or environmental sustainability and climate change. Besides sharing our ancient knowledge in Ayurveda and Yoga, also shares India's globally in cutting-edge scientific areas like artificial intelligence, big data, and cybersecurity.
Many years ago, I came to India as an ITEC trainee. Over the years, I have seen this ITEC program in numbers and the scope.
I have benefited a lot from Indian Parliamentary Internship Program. After that, I have shared the experience which I have gained from Indian Parliamentary to other Ethiopian Parliament members.
My own experience of ITEC has been very fruitful professionally, personally.
India's development cooperation of India's foreign policy. It is realities and is strongly rooted in the principles of partnership, mutual benefit, and solidarity. India believes that growth and prosperity of the world are indivisible. We all grow together.
I am thankful to ITEC and India.
Я учусь жить изобильно в будущем.
Nepman va butun umrga do'st orttirib.
Program كويس قوي ولو رجع بيا الزمن
J'ai appris et emporte avec moi une expérience magnifique de l'Inde.
Nga naumbe yintin sap lecher al hapchi se shuni ila.
Yo vi el Taj Mahal, estuvo maravilloso.
Я люблю индийскую кухню.
Janam dekho mitkeri duriya, main yahan hu.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll request Mr. Pratik Deka of the MET International Affairs Department to show us a short presentation on MET Education Group.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Greetings, everyone. First of all, sincere regards to Honorable Founder President, Chancellors, Group Vice Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, CEO AITD and team, MEA, ITEC, and everyone participating in the program. This is Prateek from International Affairs Division, an Office of Group Vice Chancellor, and we would like to share a quick presentation on Amity Education Group. So Amity is a leading research and innovation-driven university where modernity blends with tradition. This is Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, sir, the founder president of Amity Education Group. He's a legend in the field of education and various other industries, highly admired across the world for his immense contribution. A quick overview. Amity has over 200,000 students, 6,000 brilliant faculty and scientists who are intellectual capital of our nation. We have 12 universities in India, that is in Noida, Greater Noida, Gurgaon, Lucknow, Jaipur, Mumbai, Gwalior, Calcutta, Raipur, Ranchi, Patna, and Mohali. We have 150 plus institutions, 15 plus overseas campuses in London, Singapore, New York, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Mauritius, South Africa, Kenya, China, Amsterdam, San Francisco, Tashkent, and Vladivostok. We have 28 preschools and schools, 2,000 acres of beautiful campuses with 20 million square feet of high-tech buildings, 400 plus programs covering 60 plus disciplines, 1,800 plus patents filed by our intellectual capital with more than 1/3 patents commercialized. We have 3,500 plus case studies developed by the faculties in last years, 400 plus research projects funded by the government and various funding bodies, 300,000 plus alumni base in recent past who are contributing to the global growth, and we are ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university. This is our strong presence in India's map. This shows how Amity imparts education at every stage of human life, from pre-nursery, school, college, PhD, corporate training to continuing education. We are recognized and accredited by leading national and international accreditation bodies like UGC, NAC, ACBSP USA, WASC USA, IET UK, and many more. We are ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally by the prestigious Times Higher Education and QS World Rankings. We are WASC USA accredited, as mentioned before. These international accreditations are very important. Such global recognition of our university leads to global opportunities for our students and researchers. As we can see, we are proud to produce the most employable graduates. We shoulder with the IIMs and IITs globally. That's a top ranking at NIRF. We are graded A+ in NAC. The patents and commercialization by Amity is something which we are very proud of. Our online education is one of the most sought after across the world. We are constantly ranked amongst the top in the nation for our engineering, business, mass communication, biotechnology, law, hospitality, education, and various other programs. Our Honorable Chancellor here featured in the Forbes cover page for recognition and excellence in education. We are a planet-friendly organization and our campus focuses on green technology and sustainability. We have been internationally awarded with the Platinum Certificate for the same. This is our Noida campus where you are here. This is our flagship and headquarter campus. This is our Greater Noida campus, the Lucknow campus. This is the beautiful Jaipur campus. This is the Gurgaon campus. The Mumbai campus with focus in media and mass communication and business studies. The Gwalior campus. The Calcutta campus, which has a strong focus on literature studies. The Raipur campus focusing on scientific research, Jharkhand campus we focus on rural management, the Patna campus, and the recently started Mohali campus with focus on engineering. These are the various other campuses at cities across the nation. Our global presence in Singapore, Mauritius, New York, Nairobi, Tashkent, London, and Dubai. These are overseas schools here in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Amsterdam, Singapore, South Africa, and Sharjah. Amity has partnered with the prestigious Harrow School in UK, which has a great legacy. Harrows is known for to produce world leaders, prime ministers, and Nobel laureates, and we will together establish schools in India and USA. Highlighting few foreign projects here by Amity, like the New Colombo plan with the Australian government. It involved training of participants from leading Australian universities for short duration programs at Amity. The US8 project, under which talented Afghan students pursued their higher education at Amity. Erasmus Plus projects, which involved various research projects with European nations in the domain of science, technology, climate change, and green management. The UKRI projects, done with leading UK universities for joint research and training at Amity. Amity has done research projects funded by British Council and leading UK universities, as mentioned in the slide. This is one very important slide, the Pan-African project, a revolutionary online education project which benefited 53 countries of African Union. This was a brave and a highly impactful tele-education learning and development initiative which started back in the days, led by former President, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, where Amity played a vital role. Amity has a strong incubation center where students and faculties create global startups and businesses. Amity is fulfilling the global demand of high-quality skilled manpower through its skilling and vocational programs. This is a slide on our programs. Amity has international quality degree programs in virtually all the fields, be it management, engineering, science and innovation, nuclear science, psychology, and so on. Various innovative courses available too, as you can see. Amity has mandatory foreign language courses. Every student here chooses to learn one foreign language like French, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, German, Russian, etc. It provides great opportunities for students at foreign destinations. And communication skills, human values, science of happiness, and behavior skills are other value-added courses which is part of every student's curriculum. World leaders, experts, and Nobel laureates constantly visit, inspire, and interact with Amity students, faculties, and management. Ambassadors and high commissioners visit often for lectures and interactions with students. Talking about placements, leading global corporates absorb our brilliant students every year. We have very strong collaborations with leading universities and organizations across the world for joint research, funded projects, student and faculty mobility, exchanges, joint programs like articulation programs, where you start your degree in India with Amity and transfer in between to foreign university to get a foreign university degree. Dual degree programs as per the new education policy, progression pathways, short study abroad programs, 3-continent programs, and various other strategic engagements. So we have strong links with universities in UK and Europe, like the Birmingham University, Queen Mary University London, University of Bern, Switzerland, SRH Germany, EPF France, and so on. We have strong links in North America with universities like Columbia University, Berkeley Global, Johns Hopkins, University of Ottawa, Saskatchewan, HEC Montreal, Federal Rio de Janeiro, and so on. We have strong links with universities in Asia and Oceania, like Kyoto, Japan, University of Queensland, Australia, Monash University, Auckland University, New Zealand, and so on. Amity is proud to be involved in nation building with various training programs for the industries, corporates, and government, including the Commonwealth Games in 2010. Amity Humanity Foundation continues to play its part for the global sustainable development goals, like quality education for the underprivileged and much more. In the end, I would like to mention that Dr. Ashok Chauhan sir is an asset to our nation. He has been conferred with various prestigious global awards of excellence. And under Founder President Sir's leadership, Amity will continue to impart high quality education to our youth with campuses in each state of India and many more overseas. We aim to continue building nations for further progress of our global society. Thank you and best wishes from the Office of Group Vice Chancellor, Amity Universities, and from the International Affairs Division. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratik. Welcome, sir. We welcome Dr. Awad, whom I briefly introduced before you came, sir. They have an idea about you. Now I'll request Colonel Durgan to give us a brief idea about the course that we're going to start today. Over to you, sir.
Well, once again, a warm welcome to you and a good morning to all of you who are present. And it's one of my privileges to see one of my very old good friends, Dr. Vail Awad, who has taken the trouble to come here at a very short notice. And here, I like to welcome you on behalf of our founder president, on behalf of our Chancellor, Amity University, on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, and last but not the least, the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the AITD, Dr. Nitin Batra. Let me tell you here that it is the AITD, Amity Institute of Training and Development, which has taken the initiative of organizing courses on behalf of the ITEC, which partners almost 164 countries, and bring you all to us to share with us your experiences in Maldives, your experiences in media, and try and interact with us to share the Indian experiences. Indian media is today a very powerful media. It's huge and it shares a lot of values with many other countries. We have on our panel expert speakers who come and deliver various talks to train people. I also have today with me, after which, once we finish, Dr. Nimish Kapoor, and we've got Tina Jha, who is a primetime anchor for the government-owned Sunset TV. They'll be talking to us, and I express my regrets to them for the delayed startup today because of the flight schedule getting disrupted. Now, as we all know, that India and the Maldives relations are embedded in very deep roots, and as close and friendly neighbors, we both share ethnic, linguistic, cultural, religious, and commercial links. Our relations are steeped in antiquity and enjoy cordial and multidimensional relations. India was among the first to recognize Maldives after its independence in 1965 and to establish diplomatic relations in 1972. Now, Maldives, as all other countries, was hit hard, like India also, by the COVID-19. And India had then extended help and is now investing in its infrastructure and security sectors. Recently, last year, you all know that His Excellency, the President of Maldives, had visited India. I'll be coming to it, and a lot of agreements were signed, which probably is the only country where India has signed so many agreements and providing full support. The visit to the President of Maldives on 2nd August, it is an effort to cement further ties and elevate them further. Many agreements were signed: political, bilateral assistance, capacity building, training, people-to-people contact, which probably is the most important because of the tourism sector, which is booming in Maldives. Indian business in Maldives, economic and commercial relations, cultural relations, so on and so forth. Now, we all these days are facing a very new kind of a threat, which is the threat of the terrorism. Every country of the world is facing. And that is why flagging the terror threat was one of the agendas when the president of the Maldives arrived here. And threat of transnational crime, terrorism, smuggling, cross-border terrorism, drug trafficking in the Indian Ocean. This is causing a lot of concerns. A lot of agreements were signed. I'll skip this one. These are various capacity building events that took place in which close and coordination between India and Maldives was signed. In-service training of editors and journalists of Maldives background. Now, this is the second such course which we are organizing. The first one on 2nd of August last year we organized, which was extremely successful. And as per the feedback received, we had very good feedback from the people who came. And Maldives Media Council was very appreciative of the efforts put in. The Maldives Media Council made a request to the Indian High Commission at Male to organize training programs for capacity building of editors and journalists of Maldives. Journalism is not as big or as powerful in Maldives as probably what is in India. But to share their experiences with us, we were very happy to organize these courses. And the Ministry of External Affairs identified amongst many other universities, Amity University, because of our strengths and our presence globally, invited us to conduct this course on behalf of the MEA. The Maldives Media Council of the government then approached us with a charter of the responsibilities as to what all they probably would expect us to tell them. And we made our program accordingly in collaboration with them to sort out all the lectures that we are needed to be given. Amity School of Communication, which is one of the prime components of the Amity University, was identified by AITD to run this course for you. And I am going to, of course, take you around Amity University studios later. A small little seconds of a brief of facilities that we have in the School of Communication. State-of-the-art facility is keeping updating people, students who are joining the update. Every student is required to produce as a part. Now, journalism today, I'm going to skip this one because Brigadier Sharma has already explained the concept and the structure that we are going to do for you according to the technological developments and what today you have today, mobile journalism, online journalism, so on. Everything will be covered in great detail. But the objectives of the training program are to develop professional skills of local journalists who are stationed or positioned in Maldives. The program aims to enable participants to explore new forms of journalism and storytelling according to the new technologies, learn from experienced Indian editors, journalists, and institutions. We have two of them today. And of course, we got an internationally recognized Dr. Wael Awad, who will be, of course, talking to later also on the last day of the course. Build healthy relationship with Indian media and learn the best practices. This also has been covered greatly by Dr. Brigadier Sharma to develop professional skills to reach impressions and engagement through Indian media experiences. That is the crux of the entire course. Now, the methodology will be, like I've said, eminent Indian journalists from print and digital media will share their experiences. Participants will be taken for a visit to studios. We have organized 2 visits, one to a private studio and one to a government studio, which is the Prasar Bharati. Visit to the studio will be for networking also, because I remember in the last course, we had a gentleman who had worked with Doordarshan in their studios. This is a good opportunity to do networking, and you can always later also interact with them. And of course, a little bit of a cultural to show the heritage in this of India. We'll take you to Agra and Delhi trip. The course has been divided into 8 modules every day. I here only request you that try and make the best of it. 8 days is a very small, very short time. Pay attention, and I request all of you that we are not going to indulge in just simple monologue or a dialogue delivery. We'd like your views too, because like you are learning from us, we'll be learning from you. I would request you to keep on asking questions, interact with the people who come here. It will be very difficult later on to get them and interact with them, and you can make a lot of long-lasting associations too. Your contact people and everything. I'll be talking to you once again, and throughout the course, I'll be available to you at any time. Should you require any assistance, you can always contact our team, which is available all the time. Dr. Mehak Janjua, Poonam, Rubaid, and Dr. Ujjwal, and of course, the AITD team. Thank you once again. And once again, a very, very warm welcome to India and on this course at Amity University. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kaldagan. We'll take a few minutes now to get an idea about your expectations from the course, so that we can make a note of those. And I will request our faculty members and Kaldagan to please note these points. To make it easier, I will request Dr. Fatma first to please come here and tell us about MMC's expectations from this course. And then all those who want to share their expectations can tell us. And then we'll move over to you, ma'am. Just come and tell us your expectations from the course.
And as Dr. Fatma, you're coming up, I'd also like to just welcome Shri Karan Yadav, who's joined us from Maldives. I think he has been in touch with you. Whenever Shri Yadav's comfortable, we will just welcome him as well. Dr. Fatma, great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. A very warm welcome. And well, I haven't prepared for this speech actually. This is a very surprising one. Okay, anyway, Dr. Sharma, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to welcome our colleagues, our participants, and I hope this will be a very good opportunity for them, because they will be shared, they will get a great knowledge from this training program, 8 days training program, because they have, in Maldives, we will have very lack of opportunities to get more field experience in there. So in this program, with the experts that we will be having in our training sessions, they will get more knowledge. I'm sure with that knowledge, they can develop their skills for the betterment of journalists in maybe upcoming, maybe other publishing things that they will publish in future. So I'm really grateful to the Amity University or Amity Institute people for accepting our request and conducting this program for all of our participants. And I hope all the participants will engage in this program very enthusiastic way, and hope that they will get a great knowledge in this with the field visits and the expert knowledge that they are going to share. And thank you so much once again, Amity University, for arranging all these things. And I'm sure that we are going to have a great time in this 8 days. Thank you so much, everyone.
Please share with us your expectations so that we can bring those aspects into the training. You can come speak from wherever you are, or you can come on to the podium.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Mahil, and I'm working at a private media institution in the Maldives. Well, I believe that as journalists, we should always refresh our skills and our experience, especially with networking and sharing experience with other journalists from around the world. I think it's a very important thing that we have to do. And especially as you all would know, this year we are having the presidential elections in the Maldives, and I'm pretty sure all of my media colleagues are very excited to be part of this coverage. So what we are looking forward to take back from home is actually the experience of Indian journalists and Indian experts in the media field, especially the experience that has to do with election coverage and how to disseminate information in an unbiased manner, in a fair manner to the audiences. So yes, that's what I look forward to taking back home. Thank you.
Yes, we will have a lot of interaction with the
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. You mentioned about sharing information, unbiased information. You will be listening to a lot of people on this, as well as we've noted this point, and we will share lots and lots of unbiased information as to, we also have a proper talk going on hate speeches, on fake news, and all kinds of things that are happening in the media and how they change the discourse of the governments even. We will be discussing this quite a lot. And I'm glad you brought this point out.
Any more, please? Yes, yes, sir.
My name is Matlub. I would also like to thank you for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to a lot of these sessions, including the social media ones as well. Right now, we are in the age of social media where everything is, even news. We are, even as journalists, we are reading the headlines from social media, because sometimes we might not find the news exactly from the source as well. So I'm looking forward to those, and fact checking parts also I'm very much interested in. And as Mahil mentioned, this is going to be a election year, so ahead of this year, a lot of campaigns and everything will be going on. So an unbiased coverage of that will also be a very interesting thing to look forward to. Thank you.
This is another very good point brought up by him. We have a proper, these days, every media house has got fact checkers, because we're all getting very influenced by the social media, and we keep on forwarding it without even understanding that. This has created a lot of problems. So everybody these days has got fact checkers, and we got a proper talk being given to you by an expert fact checker. We had tried to invite the BBC fact checker, but unfortunately, a lot of other things are happening. But we've got some other people coming talking to you. And secondly, how you get influenced by the social media, how to counter that, we'll also be covering that in greater detail. And finally, when you talked about the election, you can't have a better person than the former Chief Election Commissioner, Dr. S.Y. Qureshi. He was not feeling very uncomfortable health-wise, but still, he's got so much of a love and affection for Amity as well as the Maldives journalists that he's decided and agreed to come, because he was recently, I think 6 months or 1 year ago, in London organizing the elections for the UK also. He's one of the known names in the world. He'll be interacting. And I will probably request you instead of listening to him more, keep on asking all your doubts as to how to cover elections, how to report during elections, what is biased reporting, what is unbiased reporting. It is entirely up to you how you handle him and ask all his experiences. He'll be visiting you very shortly as per the schedule. Thank you.
Please, anybody else before we proceed? Of course, yes. Yeah.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatma Nauda Faiz. I also work for a private media company, both online and broadcasting TV in the Maldives. First of all, I would like to thank you all for this opportunity. I believe that there are a lot of opportunities regarding this field in the Maldives itself, but a lot of young people are joining the field in the Maldives, and I'm sure an experience like this would be very good for us to interact with all of you and learn from the experts, because I believe that we all have our different interactions and experiences. As journalists, we experience different kind of situations at work, and I believe an opportunity like this would be really helpful for us in the future to develop our knowledge and skills. So thank you very much for this. Yeah. That's all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll have sharing of our views as we proceed now. Just to keep this today's event on track, we'll proceed further. Thank you very much for your suggestions and expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Dr. Nitin Batra, who is already with us today, who is our CEO, to address the participants. Dr. Nitin is a graduate of the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. He has done his MBA from INSEAD and certification from the Tuck School of Business. He's led consultancy projects with McKinsey and also worked in senior level positions at Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. So he has great corporate experience and both as in the corporates and as a global trainer. Over to you, Dr. Nitin, sir.
Thank you, Brigadier Sharma. I also would like to welcome Sri Karan Yadav, who's first secretary in Maldives, for giving us this opportunity to associate with the Maldivian journalists and senior editors, as well as the Maldivian Media Council under the inspiration from them. And at the moment, we have with us Director General of Maldives Media Councils, especially we welcome to Ms. Fatmat, as well as all of our participants from government, from private institutions, pushing forward the light of journalism. Frankly, I'm no one in the presence of Dr. Awadh to say anything about journalists. I will wait to hear from him about his perspective and all the experiences that he's had. I would just like to thank him, thank you, thank the rest of the journalists that are every day, today, tomorrow, and every day of our lives, working to seek truth and bring that to us. We would be, as consumers, we would be blind without you waking up every morning and doing what you do. So from the bottom of our heart, we thank you. I would also like to welcome, as Colonel Dagan said, Dr. Nimish Kapoor, Ms. Tina Jha, eminent journalists who will also be joining us as part of the program. Special thanks to the vision of Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, as well as the deep relationship that India shares with Maldives that cannot be described in time. It is eternal in my mind. The cultural roots, the historic roots, the food roots, the values roots that resonate in both our countries. They are a bond that is special, to be preserved, protected, grown, and we are really honored to play our small part in welcoming you to our home here in India and giving you a glimpse of India as you spend the remaining next few days with us. I also would like to congratulate the team for laying out the program. As I was observing the program that has been talked about, you have journalists from eminent media organizations that will be walking through these doors. And at this moment, also, let me apologize for physically not being there with you. I meant no disrespect. Over the last 3 days, I had a severe knee injury, so the doctor has asked me to mobilize the knee, so I'm keeping it stable, and that's why I couldn't physically be there to welcome you. But Brigadier Sharma and the rest of the team is there. Brigadier Sharma himself, a background fighting, different kind of battles. Journalists fight battles every day. Brigadier Sharma has fought different kind of battles, but we look at him as a mentor and a guide here in Amity Institute of Training and Development. So you're in safe hands. And I really like the way the team is setting the tone, which is you and your voice, your questions are the most important as part of this program. So jump in, talk to the senior speakers that have come in, exchange thoughts, ideas, ask your questions, build those relationships, exchange visiting cards, so that you remain in touch with them. That is what this platform is all about. You'll have journalists from Indian Express, from Karwa, from Aaj Tak, from various media organizations across the country. You'll also visit media organizations. So this is designed to be an immersive program for you to experience the heart of Indian journalism and for us to exchange ideas from your perspective. One of our speakers talked about change that is happening in journalism, the youth that is coming in, and the exposure that this youth is hungry for to build the art and science of journalism. So with that having been said, I welcome you with youthful energy in the program. So please participate, and any issues, any things that you need support on while you are in our home, please feel free to reach out to the team. You have their contacts. Any time of day or night, we'll be there to support you. Welcome once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Nitin. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite our guest of honor, Dr. Veil Awad. I will briefly recapitulate. He is a senior international independent journalist and political analyst, former president of the Foreign Correspondents Club South Asia, and distinguished advisor West Asia of the Tilotoma Foundation. And we request you, sir, to deliver the inaugural address for this course. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon. Sat Sri Akal. Namaskar. This is my way of always addressing my friends, because we start with Salam alaikum, because this is how we say in Arabic, and in our Islamic world, peace on you. So peace on everybody. We don't choose anybody. So everybody have the peace on this. So thank you, Amity University, for inviting me again to this distinguished gathering, August gathering. And I'm very happy to acknowledge Dr. Nitin, and in particular also Brigadier Dargan, Brigadier R.K. Sharma, for inviting me. And I could not escape. I could not say no, because I love the university. I only regret one thing, that I have always been invited for one of the courses. I mean, just a speech and leave. But they don't invite me to continue to learn from you what you are going to learn. Because I think we are in the media, we keep learning. We do not stay in one place. Statistics, especially when you're growing old, you think that you know everything. No, we don't know everything. So we need to learn. So I always have the motto in my mind that to eradicate media illiteracy is you should be literate, and then nobody can cheat you. And once you learn the technique, and there where you will be able to excel, whether it is in your own country, whether it is anywhere in the world. I came to India, I made India my base because India was a viable democracy, free, diverse views, exchange that you can see. So from India, I moved around and I started covering the rest of the world. I mean, from the Southeast Asian nations to the Arab world. And I've been covering war zone from Jaffna to Iraq, Iran, to Iraq, Kuwait, to the Third Gulf War, to Afghanistan, to Kargil, to Libya, to Egypt, to Syria, to Lebanon, to Yemen. I mean, name it, you will see me only in disastrous places. You cannot see me in a miss pageant anywhere in the world. So you will always see my face some places where they, why? Because there was a hunt and there was a hungry for giving the truth. And especially when you are working in an environment where the monopoly and the dominance of the Western media in your work, you will be in a position, not in a position to connect with anyone. You will only be a copycat of repeating what they are feeding you on the news. And that is why I always say we should be independent of of anybody. And we should learn from them because the technology they have, the recent advance of technology have made it very easy for all of us to get access to the news. I mean, during our tenure, I will share with you in my presentation on the role of media and international relation, which I am supposed to be there. I will definitely show you how we used to collect the news and how you are collecting the news, how citizens become news readers, how every events in the world now everybody become expert. But not everybody is a journalist, by the way. Not everybody is expert also. Like if we have an earthquake, we have thousands of people lining up. They will give you an advocacy about how the earthquake happened, why it happened, how this thing happened. They have no knowledge of ABC of it. There's similar things in media. When somebody give you the news and you say, okay, to report the news, you will report what they want you to report. You don't report what exactly happening on the ground. So when you are on the field, then you have the news to report. And that is where our job is. So we connect, we collaborate, and we work. We work with different media, we work with our own media, and then we provide the viewers with the truth. And there where we are doing our best job to give the truth to the rest of the world. When we had the monopoly of the Western media during the first Gulf War, it was the CNN, the BBC, most of them, we could only know about the PR exercise of how to improve the image of United States and the British and the Western world, how it is good. And we didn't know exactly what was going on. So 8 years of war on Iraq, then we realized that the two parties signed together and they came back, 1 million died in each side and lots of destruction, collateral damages, yet they came back. The second Gulf War, they used the media for their improving image of Iraqi invading of Kuwait, and then they need to clear it. And then we realized that this is also another story of looking at it, that they legitimize it because invasion. Then we asked the American and the Western media, what about Palestine? I mean, Palestine also occupied. Is only Kuwait was occupied? So, well, we'll go for discussion. We will discuss it. We will definitely go to the UN and we will let you know. So you see, the way they want us to only stream you, like you are a doctor, you know what you give your patient, the stream of medicine you give, or the media, you want him only to focus on this. So you have learned the new technology, new terminology, like you have a good terrorism, bad terrorism. Good terrorism when it suits them. Bin Laden was the best freedom fighter. I mean, I will show you in my presentation. He was on the front page of New York Times. He was the freedom fighter. He's going to liberate Afghanistan from the USSR. Afghanistan, the USSR moved from Afghanistan, and then we saw Bin Laden become a terrorist, heading of the Al-Qaeda organization. And he been accused of destroying the 11th of September. Before coming here, I was giving an interview to an Indian channel. I just had the channel because they are doing the 20th anniversary of the Iraqi war. And I was embedded journalist with the American. It is the first time we used the terminology embedded journalist, because embedded journalists were only used for the, for the military, where you go with them. That's for the government, that you report, you see what the government doing, you tell the public, this is our good job. So being a foreign journalist, working with an American, moving with the troops of America and Britain, and got captured in Iraq, and ambushed, captured, and I was about to be killed, executed by the Iraqi government forces because I came with the American. We managed to escape. That you will know about it later. But what my point is, It's a fake news. It's based on a fake news. Colin Powell was at UN holding a bottle in his hand, showing you that this is what's going to happen. This is why Saddam Hussein, in 30 minutes, he can make a nuclear dirty bomb. This is what he can do. And later on, Colin Powell, before he died, he said, I regret. It's the worst day of my life that they have taken me for a ride and I was lying. But does lie correct what you have damaged? Does lies bring dead man alive? No. Saddam Hussein was removed. Iraq was destroyed. Iraq wealth was looted. And then they acknowledged that the looting of Iraqi wealth was part of their game. Even the former Prime Minister of Britain, Tony Blair, he himself apologized to the people of UK for lying to them that they were planning the war with George Bush in Washington before going 1 year before the war. But I asked my British friends, colleagues, did he apologize for the Iraqi people? Why he apologized only for his own people? Because he lied to his people, but he did not apologize for the death of the Iraqis. So how do we tell the world that we are also telling the truth? They don't want us to tell the truth. They don't want you to listen to say what is the truth happening in the ground. So this is your job as a journalist. You have to tell spade is a spade. You have to tell them, I go to my bed, I sleep peacefully because I fear God. I fear him only. And I know that I have not told a lie. It is even in our Quran written 1,400 years ago. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, ya ayyuha alladhina amanu. In ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyanu. فتبينوا كي لا تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتقومون على ما قمتم به نادمين. I'm breaking the Quran in this, I'm sorry, but that is the Quran phrases saying, if anybody bring for you news, verify it before you cause the damage to the people of that country and before you will become regret what you're doing. So Colin Powell died, and I don't know if God will forgive him, and we always say God forgive. But I sleep on my pillow quite happily because I never lied. And that is where our job is. We have to expose fake news. We have to say it to everybody. What is the news we have to do? This is the best course you can learn. This is the best place you can interact. This is the best place. You are the new diplomat of your own country. Why you are a new diplomacy? Because now diplomacy is no more the job of the embassy, high commission he can do. It is your job. It's the new way of looking. How do we report? How do we reflect our nations? How do we tell the world what's happening in my own country? So if we put all this together and we all exchange views and putting our point of view, and I think we can utilize social media, play a major role. I think I have 2 minutes. Social media play a major role in now spreading, disseminating the news. I mean, you imagine you are 5 billion people connected to the internet. 4 billion people are in a social network. More than 60% of the world population is already connected. So it's not you only. When I was covering Iraq war, my channel was new. Somebody was sitting in a cafe in Jordan, and they didn't like my channel. He said, Al Arabiya, what is this? Who is this? What you're reporting? Don't listen to change it, put it CNN, put BBC. One of the guys sitting on the dais and having his coffee, he told him, don't change it. If this gentleman in front of you speaking, you listen to him. He doesn't care where he is working. He's telling the truth. So if we learn how to tell the truth, believe me, you will always walk in the street, you'll have people in the street recognizing you and saying to you that you were right and we were wrong when we listen to disseminated media to spoil ourselves. So let us learn all together. Let us end the media illiteracy so nobody can cheat us. Thank you very much for inviting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful advice. To be always be truthful, report things as you see them and not as what somebody else expects you to do. Thank you very much, sir. And we will keep calling you again and again. And now, may I request the representative of the MEA? I think we have joined us, Mr. Karan Yadav from Male. Can you join us now? and share your thoughts with us. Mr. Karan Yadav has been instrumental in putting the course together, helping you all, doing all your bookings, advising us how to make arrangements for you. He's been in constant touch with us. So in case he's there, we will request you. Mr. Karan Yadav is there? He was there till some time back. Maybe he has left for the time being. Sir, Dr. Nitin sir, now we have come to the end of today's events that we had planned. Would you like to say anything, sir, before we have a vote of thanks and go for the group photograph? Dr. Nitin sir?
Yeah, Dr. Awad, I was listening carefully to what you were saying. And I'm sure, like all of us, we are so curious about the stories. I just have a basic question, again, a naive question perhaps. Is a journalist more mind or more heart? Is a journalist more mind or more heart? It'll be great if Dr. Awad has a mic. Yes, please.
Thank you, Doc. It's both, actually, but you have to be mind before your heart. Because, see, I reported the covering of the wars in different parts of the world where I was neutral, till I saw the war in my country, Syria, and I saw the Iraqi war and in Yemen. Then I start having that sympathizing with the people, because I know it was so the heart does play, but you should not, to be honest, let your heart lead your story. Because what we do, our job is to report what's happening on the ground and leave the rest for the public, for the people to judge what is exactly happening.
Sir, I think Mr. Karan Yadav has joined us. Can we request Mr. Karan Yadav to log in and come in and say a few words? I think you are online.
Because I can try calling in case he's facing any issues. Let me just try calling him as well.
Yeah, he's muted though. Maybe you unmute yourself, sir. You can put on your camera, Mr. Karan. Yeah. In the meanwhile, I also had a lot of experience with media, international media, when I was holding some positions in sensitive areas in Kashmir. So, whoever came, the first thing they would expect is that we will shepherd them around and we'll take them around and we'll not allow them to go wherever they want to or talk to everybody. So they would get surprised when they would come to us. And I said, no, you go anywhere, talk to anybody. Is that so? I said, yes. I used to let them go, talk to people, because it's a sensitive area. And lo and behold, I can tell you that there was never a negative reportage of our area. Now that Mr. Karan is here, would you like to share your thoughts with us, Mr. Karan? All the participants are here. Would you like to say a few words? Over to you.
Very warm welcome, Shri Yadav.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karan, First Secretary, High Commission of India. I'm very glad to speak here on behalf of High Commission of India, and I'm very glad that MET University did one training program for our Maldivian media friends from in last year in August 22, and this is the second batch which they are hosting, and the preparations, the modules which they have planned, they have prepared for this batch is really very good. And I believe, as High Commissioner had mentioned in the ending of ceremony, that And the president of Maldives Media Council has also mentioned that this training will definitely give the value addition to the to their journalistic prudence, to their journalistic mindset, and any add-on to the knowledge, to the horizon of thinking is always good for any institution, especially in a democracy where media is considered as one of the important pillar of democracy. I think this training will prove a milestone to their learning experience. They will not only learn from MET, they will also share their learnings. I know them. Many of them are even in journalism for last more than 1 decade. So they will also share their experiences about Maldivian media landscape. Please do share the experiences, the expectations, the challenges of Maldives media landscape. This is my request to the participants. Please do participate in all the activities with full enjoyment. MET is one of the best institution of learning in India. It has, as I was listening the presentation session also, this is rightly mentioned there that it has produced a lot of workforce, not only for India but even for other countries, because METians are everywhere in the world. And I believe that with these training programs, at least you can say that you are also METians with your stay in MET. Sir, I again thanks to ITEC, our DPA division, for approving this program, and thanks to Miss Priyanka, Brigadier sir, who's taking keen interest in the program. And with this, I again wish the best to all the participants, to all the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sri Yadav. And dear participants, I'd like to just share, Sri Yadav has been following up every minute detail. When you arrived, have you comfortably in the hostel, in the guest house? So Sri Yadav, thank you for all the care that you've taken months before the plane even took off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karan. We hope we, come up to your expectations and expectations of the participants. Now we move on to the last item on the agenda, which is a vote of thanks by Priyanka. And thereafter, we will request you for a group photograph just on the steps from where we came on the bus. And so we will request you also to kindly join us. Over to Priyanka.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Amity University, I take this opportunity to thank Ministry of External Affairs for giving us this opportunity to conduct the ITEC course in service training of editors and journalists of Maldives. We thank the Indian High Commission at Male for all the guidance and support in organizing the second course this year. We thank Maldives Media Council for conceptualizing the course and bringing 20 journalists and editors, including the Director General, Dr. Fatmata Munna, to this course. We thank our guest of honor, Dr. Vaida Vatsa, for gracing the inaugural session and for his address. We thank our Honorable Founder President, sir, for his guidance. I would now request you all to join us for the group photograph.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We just walk down. Those of you want to freshen up?
May I request everybody after the group photograph to, as fast as possible, come here. We got guest speakers waiting.
Yeah, so they have been waiting.
Yes.